Ogden Nash. Now, Frederick Ogden Nash was an American poet, well known for his light verse, of which he wrote over 500 pieces with his unconventional rhyming screams. He was declared by the New York Times the country's best known producer of humorous poetry. Born August 19th of 1902 in Rye, New York, he died May 19th of 1971 at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore, Maryland. He has two children, Francis, and was married to Frances Ryder Leonard, 1931 to 1971. His grandchild is Fernanda Estrada, and parents was Mattie Chestnut and Edwin Nash. Now, The Cow was one of the most Ogden Nash's best known poems. The Cow just had two lines, and although we couldn't call it his best, it was one of his most famous and so deserves an inclusion here. Now, Ogden Nash, for the category of television, it stars located at 6264 Hollywood Boulevard between Hollywood and Vine and Hollywood and Argyle near the W Hotel. He was an American poet for his light verse. At the time of his death, the New York Times said that the drill verse with his unconventional rhymes made the country's best known producer of humorous poetry. He was born in Rye, New York. His father owned and operated an import-export company, and because of his business obligations, the family relocated often. After graduating from St. George School in Middleton, Rhode Island, Nash entered Harvard University in 1920, only to drop out a year later. He returned to St. George to teach for a year and left to work his way through a series of jobs, eventually landing a position as editor at Doubleday Publishing House, where he first began to write poetry. Nash moved to Baltimore, Maryland 3 years later after marrying Frances Leonard, a Baltimore native. He lived in Baltimore from 1934 and most of his life until his death in 1971. Nash thought of Baltimore at home, and after his return from a brief move to New York, he wrote, "I could have loved New York. I had not loved Baltimore." Hollywood Says, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and comment. Hollywood Says, don't forget, because every star has a story. Hollywood Says, leave a comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Don't forget.